Hey there, fellow humans. Tonight we're going back in time. Buckle up as we explore the wacky world of commercials, from those black and white relics to the flashy digital ads bombarding your phone. Remember when commercials were just commercials? No targeted ads following you around the internet like a lost puppy. No influencers trying to sell you charcoal toothpaste. Just good old-fashioned jingles and products that promise to make your life easier, happier, and maybe even a little bit shinier. Oh, how times have changed. Our relationship with advertising has gone through more transformations than a reality TV star. And tonight, we're dissecting it all. So grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and get ready for a hilarious trip down memory lane. We'll see how commercials went from selling us dreams of the nuclear family to convincing us we need the latest smartphone, all while reflecting the cultural shifts and technological advancements of each decade. It's going to be wild.
Picture this, it's the 1950s. The world is recovering from a war, rock and roll is just finding its groove, and a magical new invention called television is taking center stage in living rooms across America. It was like having a window to the world, but with more commercials for cigarettes and jingles that wouldn't quit. Commercials were simple, wholesome affairs back then. Think perfectly coiffed housewives swooning over the latest washing machines, kids bouncing off the walls thanks to sugary cereals, and dads coming home to the aroma of freshly baked store-bought apple pies. These early commercials were all about selling a lifestyle, an image of perfect American domesticity. And boy did those jingles stick. I bet you can still sing along to at least one jingle from your childhood, even if you weren't alive in the 50s. Don't deny it, I see you tapping your feet. But beneath those catchy tunes and smiling faces, advertising was starting to flex its persuasive muscles, learning how to tap into our desires and convince us that buying stuff equals happiness. Little did we know, this was just the tip of the iceberg. Fast forward to the 1970s, a time of peace signs, disco fever, and a whole lot of questioning authority. The youth were finding their voice, demanding change and authenticity, and you know what? Advertisers actually listened. Gone were the days of picture-perfect families and squeaky clean jingles. The 70s saw the rise of commercials that dared to be different, embracing humor, diversity, and a more realistic portrayal of everyday life. We met the Coke family singing about peace and harmony. We saw women breaking free from traditional roles and products that promised to help us express our individuality. It was a time when advertising started to reflect the changing cultural landscape, understanding that to connect with consumers, they needed to speak their language and acknowledge their values. But don't be fooled. Behind those groovy ads, the goal remained the same: to sell, sell, sell.
Section 4: Toys, Tunes, and Totally Tubular Tales. The 1990s sell fun. Hold on to your slap bracelets, kids, because the 1990s were a wild ride for commercials, especially when it came to toys. We're talking action figures with more backstories than Shakespearean plays, and dolls with accessories that would make a Kardashian jealous. Remember those epic toy commercials that felt more like mini-movies? They had it all: drama, adventure, special effects, and maybe even a catchy jingle thrown in for good measure. These commercials weren't just selling toys, they were selling stories, experiences, and the promise of endless fun. They tapped into the power of imagination and turned kids into tiny marketing masterminds, begging their parents for that latest and greatest action figure or dollhouse. The 90s also saw the rise of cable TV, which meant even more channels and even more commercials vying for our attention. The competition was fierce, and advertisers had to get creative to break through the clutter.
Section 5, click here to buy now. The 2000s and the rise of the internet. Hold on to your flip phones, folks, because the 2000s brought a seismic shift in the advertising game: the internet. Suddenly, the world was at our fingertips, and advertisers had a whole new playground to explore. Remember those early banner ads that seemed to follow you around the internet like a creepy stalker? Or those pop-up ads that appeared out of nowhere, blasting you with sound effects? Yeah, those were the days. But the internet wasn't just about annoying pop-ups. It also gave rise to viral marketing, social media campaigns, and the ability to target specific audiences with laser-like precision. Advertisers were no longer limited to interrupting our favorite TV shows. They could reach us anytime, anywhere, on our computers, our phones, and even those weird little handheld gaming devices. The internet changed everything, and the advertising industry was scrambling to keep up.